Okay, I'm back, and yes, I'm doing like as many videos as I can right now. That's why I'm having on the same gear. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Nah, me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me stop. So, Gemini men, because I know like this has to be the topic of conversation right now. Gemini men. Okay, so what I want to say is that to understand Gemini men a little bit better, okay? Like, as a Gemini female, all right, I want to explain. Now, this is not all Gemini men, because remember, it depends on what other placements that they have. And you gotta, is it the sun, moon, or rising? Is it the Venus, Mars, But, just keeping it simple, Gemini men, a lot of times, especially if they have this in their sun or moon placement, because like rising too, but rising is more along the lines of like how we show up to people, So, well, you could, say rising, but let me try to get to the point. A lot of, females or males that don't understand Gemini men. It's real simple. Like, you guys keep complicating it. It's not that complicated. Gemini men, where it seems like they're detached in demeanor, especially in relationships, yes, they are. But it's because they value friendship. They value friendship. Bam. Look at this card. For all those people who say Geminis are incapable of being in a relationship, they do relationships all wrong. What's wrong with them? Well, obviously, the universe thought differently, dears, because why did they create or make that energy the lovers? This is representation of Gemini in astrology and tarot, whatever the case may be. You look at that, check that out. Two human beings. Bam! Obviously, we're professionals on relationships, babes. And if you follow us, you get the hang of it. What is this about? They like friendship. Why? Because a lot of Gemini men like equality in relationships. Okay? I'm not going to say all, but I'm going to say a lot. Okay? Why? Okay. If anything, like, Geminis know more than anybody how two different energies work. The masculine and the feminine. Like, we all have it as human beings, but Geminis deal with theirs a lot more because it's in our face. Okay? You know how they call it the twins? The evil twin and the good twin, which is really like the negative twin, because it's over here, the feminine is negative, positive twin. Over here, the masculine. Has nothing to do with evil. Negative doesn't. It's negative is a charge. Positive, negative, you put together, boom. Okay? That's why Geminis can be very powerful once they charge or fuse the two separate entities that they deal with. Whenever you get them and they seem scattered, or they seem all over the place, or they seem like they don't have it together, or they can't, it's a lot of energy that Geminis embody, and it's mental, but it's more than that. It's on a heart level too, because if you understand anything about astrology, you understand that a higher conscious level of a Gemini person, or if someone embodying the Gemini energy, is represented by Venus. Okay? So we're not superficial. That's a load of crap. I feel like why we come off as superficial is because the way we deal with certain things, like a lot of stuff don't get to us, and people can't stand that. That's it. Okay, with a Gemini male, why does he like that? Like, why do I say that he likes equality in relationships? Because see, he's already embodying or understanding the masculine and feminine within inside himself. He has to learn how to fuse that together. So he knows how to operate on both sides. Okay, therefore he doesn't. Because of that, a Gemini male can be complete with themselves. They don't need anyone else to complete them. They don't need another human being to complete them. And because of that, they're independent and they know how to take care of their own needs. Okay? They might not even be interested in you doing like that little stuff for them. Like, even if they do, Okay, I think that's more along the lines something that you want to do for them, and they allow you to do it. They could pretty much care less, from what I've understood about Gemini men. So they need a partner that is independent. Now, ladies out there, ladies and gents, this is where a lot of people, especially like needy, clingy people get like that bad impression from Geminis, because they want you to be independent, or they need a partner that's independent. They will tend, no, the partner may feel like, okay, I need a certain type of emotion from you. I need a certain type of declaration from you. I need you to help me to do this. I want you to help me do that. You know, I just need you. I need you. I need you. And the partner does not understand why the Gemini man looks at them kind of like in confusion of like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Like, this isn't rocket science. Just think for yourself. Think for yourself. Like, you know, and the partner is kind of like feels left out, feels like the Gemini partner or male is treating them cold, when really he's just saying, no, like, you use your mind. They're always using their mind. They're actually very sophisticated, and like, I'm telling you, they're like the intellectuals. Like, if you, so the Gemini men I met, they was always, that I've known on a personal level, they was always like well put together. They had their own style and their own way that they represented themselves, and they always seemed freaking hard-headed, you know, kind of like, yeah, they do their own thing, and it doesn't matter. You could be telling them something like, what you better do is you better come home on time, and you better do this, you better do that. And let me tell you, they might even come home on time, but you better believe they're gonna do what they want, if that's what they feel like doing. I'm not saying that they won't come home on time, but I feel like it's about the way you handle it. Because if you're telling them what they better do, and you have to do this, you have to do that, they don't respond well to that. If you talk to them like this, in a communicative type way, that it bothers me when I want to spend time with you and you decide you want to go out with your friends, or it seems like you're dismissing what I'm saying, you know. And then the Gemini man is kind of like, I'm not dismissing what you're saying. Like, what is the problem? I didn't know it was a problem. Well, it's a problem? And then they'll probably tell you, look, you have to understand, I'm down for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for you, but at the same time, like, I want to have time with my friends. Like, I want to have time with my boys. Like, I want to have time away. It doesn't mean I'm cheating on you. It doesn't mean I want somebody else. You know, it just means that I need this time. Because why? They like to feel free. And they don't see anything wrong with it. So like, and then a lot of times when you meet a Gemini male, like if you're just meeting them, they could seem a little bit intimidating. Why? Because I feel like until they speak to you, because when you speak to them, you'll know, like, okay, really they're friendly, because the way like they carry themselves, a lot of times they're gonna look up. The air signs mostly are gonna show up like looking sophisticated a lot, like into their looks, into their clothes, and that's why they get called superficial. No, it's just the way that air signs are. You know, the ones that's probably going to be least into like the way that they look sometimes is Aquarians, and that's like to a point. You know, it's just we like to look a certain way, point blank, period. You know, but after you get to like know them and like speak to them, you see like, dang, they like really friendly and outgoing, like down to earth. You know, that's how a Gemini male is. But the thing, another thing I noticed is like they like, well, going back to the independent partners, the reason why they like independent partners is because they want someone that understands them on a certain level, to where we're going to agree like, okay, yeah, I have my space, you got your space. It doesn't mean they want to cheat on you. It just simply means that they want to have their own identity. They don't care to merge identities with you. I'm sorry. Because they want to have their own individual identity. They want you to have your own individual identity, and together y'all both shine. Look at Kanye and Kim. Kim is a Libra. Go figure. Because the air signs, only other air signs is really going to get the way Geminis are. Gemini men, like they go good with Libra women, Gemini women, and Aquarian women. Okay? Because we understand them more. Even if they get on our nerves sometimes, we understand them more. And like, to me, in my eyes, in my heart of hearts, Gemini men are very loyal. Okay? You just have to understand who they are. I'm gonna tell you, because dealing with like men that I know that are Geminis, and I've known them for a while, and they call you a friend. You're gonna be their friends. Okay, if they're in a relationship with you, they're gonna be in a relationship with you. I don't care. Like I said in one of my other videos, I have a Gemini friend. That's a guy. I have more than one, but this one I've known for a long time. Okay. And it just didn't, he's in the military, he had to leave, it just didn't go anywhere, but he has always been a friend to me. He will call and check up on me and my daughter when my Capricorn baby father won't sometimes, not to get too personal, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like even purchase stuff for her. And then like I've known even Scorpio guys to where they were more selfish. It was more about them being in power and in control than them really just necessarily being a friend. They can be, but I'm saying like it was more. And then like people, of course, like a partner of these people will love it because they're like, oh yeah, I get to have this person to myself, and we're really, some of them are doing it. I find it absolutely absurd when people say because you're a water or earth sign you don't cheat. I've seen some of the biggest cheaters in those signs. Why? Because it's hard for them to leave a situation that they're in, so they'll stay in that situation and cheat. Geminis are not gonna do that. And like for all the people who find a problem with that, I think that it's absurd in a way, because it's like the Gemini male is kind of like, well, why do you expect me to be in a situation where we're fighting, could possibly be hitting each other, or physical abuse, verbal abuse, or like, we know it's not working. Like, why do I have to be unhappy? Geminis don't like unhappiness like that. Not struggle. That's two different things. People make it seem like, okay, well, when you're struggling, a Gemini man's going to get up and leave you. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying unhappiness. We try to make this work and we try to make this work, and it's just not working because we don't vibe right. We're not getting along. In a Gemini man's eyes, he's like, well, then why do I need to put up with this? Like, I would rather go get a divorce or leave this alone and co-parent, in a mature way, than sit there and go through this struggle. And I'm not saying all Gemini men are mature. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I am saying that they rather be single, they rather leave the relationship or the situation than to deal with that. If by chance they're in a situation to where it's just like out of control, then something else is going on with them to where they feel like let's say they feel like, okay, well, I got like a bond with these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say they're with a female or something and she has kids, and they're like, I got a bond with these kids or something. Like, gosh, I'm who they depend on. They'll tend to be more comfortable in staying with that. And you may think like, oh my gosh, like that relationship ain't working because, he's not good with her. He's not good with this. Like, she's not what he's looking for. Then you really don't know the partner that he's with. There's something about her that he's finding like, okay, this is suitable for me right now. Because if not, you better believe he will not stay there. Now, what does this mean? It doesn't mean to get up, like, to be like afraid of Gemini men. It just means like to understand them. If you have a problem or a situation or an issue, talk to them about it. Like, okay, I'm sitting here, the flirting, I just feel like it's a bit too much. Like, it's a bit too much. Trust me, in their eyes, they're going to be like, I don't get it. Like, I'm just being friendly. Okay? That's why they need someone to understand them. Because you think, okay, he's about to go jump into bed with her. That's your own insecurities. It's nothing with him. It's your insecurities to why you're constantly getting on his case or being upset the fact that you feel like, okay, well, he's being friendly, because that's what flirting is to other women or whatever besides yourself. If he's doing it too much, talk to him about it and just be like, okay, look, this is why it makes me feel uncomfortable. Now, would you like if I sit up and flirt with every male that I see, or a male that I found attractive, or whatever the case may be, or just to be friendly? You got to do that with him. You got to be able to go there with him, okay, without being afraid of losing him. And then he thinks about it, and he's like, if he says it doesn't bother him, then it really doesn't bother him. But let him know why. It doesn't bother you, but it does bother me, and this is why. Now, can you please respect the fact that I don't like you doing that, okay? Now, or it makes me feel uncomfortable. You can tone it down or whatever. Say that for when I'm not around or something. But never go at it like, you better stop doing this or you better stop doing that. And don't try to give like subliminal messages like that to where you're just like mad for no reason. And he's trying to figure out, what is the problem? Like, I don't understand. You got to straight out tell him. Okay? And you can't really worry about hurting his feelings. Now, independence. Okay, what do I mean by being independent? It just simply means have your own life. Have your own friends. Gemini men are extremely attracted to women that seem like, okay, they're having fun. Having fun does not mean going out partying all the time. Having fun means you're just happy with your life. Like, whatever you do, you make it fun. I don't care if you sit at home and knit. If he talks to you, you're like, man, like, I'm having a great day. I'm knitting. You like, I'm happy doing this. Be happy in that. And maybe get into a knitting club with other people that like to knit, so that you're not constantly trying to cling on him for some type of like, to make you feel good. Okay? Whatever you do in your life, make that what you're about. Like my Gemini friend, he tells me all the time, like, good. Like when he talks to me, I'm like, man, I'm having fun. Or like I say I went somewhere or did something. He's like, really? That's good. Like, I know you like that. I know you like that. Because really, people think that Geminis don't pay attention. They be paying attention to everything. They could tell you what your favorite drink is, color is. And I mean, every single time, deliver. I want you to understand that while you're sleeping on Gemini men. Deliver. Like, I told you about my friend. And he's happy when I'm like, I'm having fun. He was like, I'm so glad that you're having fun. Like, that is what you need to do. You see what I'm saying? He supports in that way. Okay? And like, independence, like another thing, don't do the whiny crying thing with him. It doesn't work, because he's more along the lines of, okay, look, why are you blaming me for your insecurities? Like, why are you like, and please be able to think on your own. And you don't have to be a genius, but just be able to think on your own. And I know this is going on a little bit long, but I want to give you guys a scenario. So like, I needed some advice one day, because I was like, look, I asked my Gemini friend, the guy, I was like, so let me ask you a question. I was like, would you prefer a female that gets like, I have to get out of pocket with you and tell you what to do and like do this and at this a certain type of way or whatever in order, and like, do you find that attractive? It was like, that's something that keeps men going. And he was like, not for me. He was like, not for me. And then he was like, and I said, yeah, I said, men say that, but at the same time, like, when you like them, they seem to kind of run away. And he was like, no, that's not all men. He was like, look, in my eyes, if you playing a lot of games with me, or you're acting like you're too hard to get, or whatever the case may be, in my eyes, that's not any fun to me. He was like, I feel like I'm a grown man. We both two smart human beings. Like, if I'm showing you interested and you interested and you're interested back in me, like, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, I just don't feel the need to have to go through all that extra stuff. Because they don't. I don't care if it looks like they're playing games with you or not. They've already peeped you out a long time ago. Like, y'all keep sticking this stigma. You're sticking this stigma to actual human beings in the zodiac. And very intelligent, mind you, ruled by the smartest planet, Mercury. Okay? You're actually acting like we are dumb. No. We peeped you Listen, Mercury runs marathons around the other planets. We peeped you out way before you started coming. Okay? And if we didn't, and you finally do get to our doorstep, we looking like, okay, checking the facts and the numbers. Like, okay. But the only thing is, we're not checking as hard as Virgo, because Virgo's ruled by Mercury. We giving you a benefit of doubt because we're like, we're open. Okay, I'm open. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit there and judge you or whatever. Look, I'm open. But at the same time, you better know what you're stepping up to, because you're the same amount of respect you want, you're going to have to give it back to me. And it's a challenge, because you got to know that we don't have to always address it. We'll be like, okay, why am I going to even waste my time? Call it cocky if you want, but that's just how we are. And if we are into you, like for instance, ladies, you want a Gemini man, be his friend. Be his friend. That I'm being serious. And he probably would fall in love with you. He doesn't want a mother. He doesn't want an unequal partner. Okay, he doesn't want you to be less than him. He wants you to be someone that he can go out and experience things with. Someone that understands him. Because that Gemini man also is going to have that other side to him that he's always carrying. Now, people keep acting like they're separate all the time. No, if you are a mature Gemini, or you've learned how to incorporate your both sides, you're not going to show up like, okay, flip-floppity. You're going to be present with yourself. You're going to know who you are, and you're going to be like, okay, that's why it's good to get like a Gemini man that's more mature, because he's going to be like the ultimate bachelor, trust me. And that's just how it is. So he's going to, like, with his other side, it's not that it's necessarily like his other side where it's going to be some monster in the closet. No, his emotions that he deals with, that he's going to show you, but it's probably going to be more verbal, or that he's going to show you, but it's going to be like more private. Okay, dealing with that side, all right, that's where a friend is good, because a friend that's a real true friend is going to be your friend no matter what. And another thing, like in a good and a bad, another thing, like for Gemini men is I'm telling you, the best lovers you can have. Y'all slipping, y'all tripping, and y'all slipping. Okay, we're talking about the lovers here. And why? Because if it depends. See, you're not going to be able to get him to be your lover if he doesn't want to be your lover. That's first and foremost. So he may have a line of females that may want to date him or are interested in him, but they don't get past a certain level. They don't get past a certain zone. You have to let him be open to being that and doing that by, like, knowing him on a personal level. Like, if a Gemini guy is ready to jump into a relationship with you, I say slow it down. He's gonna know what he wants. It's gonna be a reason why he wants you. But slow it down. Because you want to give him the chance to see you as a friend. Okay? And I'll do more videos on that. But, like, I'm trying to, name the most important things. Okay? And even if you do get into a relationship with him or whatever, if his heart is truly in it. Because I really don't think that he's necessarily, not a mature Gemini, going to jump into a relationship with just anybody. If anything, you'll be playing the friend field for a while before he's just like, okay, I want to be in a relationship with you. And he'll be fine with doing that. But when he does, like, really give his heart to you, he will do you any favor that you could possibly ask. Okay, any favor. Whatever he can do, he will do it. You tell him, like, look, honey, I need you home at this time because of whatever reason. He's going to try to do it. Whatever makes you happy, he is going to do it. You just have to give him the space and the freedom to be himself. Like, mentally, don't tell him what to think. Don't tell him what to do. We need to get out of that mode and be in relationships anyways. You're not going to own him because you say, you're my boyfriend, you're my husband, I own you. That's the wrong thing to tell a Gemini. No, he's going to want to know that you love him and you're going to be there for him in your freedom. Like, you could be one place, he could be the other, and you choose each other. You don't own each other. That's why it's hard to understand the Gemini, because you cannot, and that's why I say they're hard to pin down, because you don't, your goal to get into a relationship with a Gemini man is not to pin them down. Okay, it is to set them free. All right, so that's all that I have for right now, and you can email me at butterfly2light11@gmail.com. Okay, peace.